Yo, what is up? This is my first cooking video that I'm going to do for you guys. This may not be the best quality as far as video camera or lighting, but I hope you all get the message just the same because I can really cook. So I'm going to show y'all. I'm doing a chicken seafood pasta. Ingredients. Oh, there's a second line outside. Only in New Orleans. I'll let you girl. Don't. Okay, first thing you need, Creole seasoning. This Creole seasoning, I don't know if they sell this everywhere, but we have this down here. And this is basically yellow onions, bell pepper, celery, green onions, parsley, and garlic, all cut up and mixed into one for you. Okay? And that is basically like what the Creole taste is. So you want to start off on a mid to low high. Let me turn this fan off. I have a pot here. You can use a large skillet or a pot just like this one, whatever you want to do. I prefer pots just because I like my spoon wrong, you know what I mean? So with this on a medium to high heat, by no means am I some kind of health freak. Don't do it. I'm from New Orleans. We like to cook. We like for our food to taste good. And I really wish this brass band would pass my door. I really do. Anyway, this is a thing of vegetable margarine. Okay? I'm not about to use this whole thing. I'm not about to kill y'all. That's not what I do. But you're going to take about 1 ounce of this margarine. Now, you can do an olive oil if you prefer. Because that is the more healthy of the two, but olive oil doesn't give the taste or it doesn't give the same consistency like I like when it comes to how butter melts down with these vegetables. So I mean, by all means, use your healthy alternatives. But if you want it to be how I'm making it, then just follow the directions. Now I do work out 3 days out the week. Okay, don't get it twisted. Okay, cardio. Get your heart rate up. So, my butter is beginning to melt in the pot. About to show y'all what we're working with. Okay. Sliced baby portobello mushrooms. This is an 8 ounce, and I'm going to use the entire thing. Borden's heavy whipping cream. This is 1 quart. I'm probably going to use most of this. I'm gonna show you because when I cooked this last time, it was a big pan of macaroni and cheese that I used this with, and I needed the entire thing. So I don't know if I'm gonna need the whole thing with this, but I'm probably gonna use at least half. And then I'll probably add water just to water it down because heavy cream is very, very thick, and you don't want to be too full too fast. Okay. Also, we have mozzarella cheese. You can use whatever white cheeses that you prefer. I have mozzarella, and I also have a grated Parmesan that I will be adding also into the mix. I have here 2 pounds of peeled shrimp, Gulf white shrimp, okay, and 3 large chicken breasts that I have pre-seasoned and let marinate in the refrigerator for, I want to say, about 4 hours. These 3 large chicken breasts have been seasoned with garlic powder, kosher salt, black pepper, Emeril's essence, which is basically an oregano, paprika mix of everything that I already use as far as salt and pepper and garlic powder and paprika. All of that is an essence mix. And I'll show y'all that later because I'll be adding that to the sauce as well. And I also seasoned it with, not a lot, but this shrimp and crab boil. Okay? Now, down here we use this whenever we boil seafood. But I used it a little bit, just a little dab, and mixed it in like this, and then flipped it over and then mixed it in again, just so it would have that shrimp boiled taste when I add it in with my shrimp, because it is a seafood pasta. So yeah, pre-seasoned. That's how I do my chicken most of the time. I don't like just throwing stuff in there when you just seasoned it. I like a marinated taste with chicken, especially with chicken breast, because they tend to not fully, add flavor if you don't marinate on chicken breast. So I'm putting enough in here to coat my pan. I'm going to take a picture with my phone and I'm going to add it in so that y'all can see. Please don't forget to wash your hands. I did wash my hands. It was off camera. But please don't forget to wash your hands before you handle any food. I will be washing my hands again before I handle my meat and before I handle my shrimp. So you want to mix your seasoning around in there really good and get your butter soaked in your seasoning. So you want to let these vegetables cook down until they are translucent. Okay? So you turn your fire down to a low simmer so that they can cook down. You're going to leave that alone for about 5 to 7 minutes. Come back, stir, add your mushrooms. Okay? So just give me a second, wash my hands, and line and back these shrimp. Now, it doesn't matter whether you rinse your shrimp off first or after you back them. I like to do it after, just so I can make sure I get rid of any like bags that have stayed, you know, on the shrimp. So I'll just give y'all an example of what bagging is if y'all don't know. Okay. Now, a lot of the time, I hate to peel shrimp. I'm be real. I hate to peel shrimp. So I tend to like to buy them already peeled. But when you back it, you see, you slit your shrimp down the back. Now, everybody doesn't do this, but my mom always did, so I do. My dad used to say, you know, ain't nobody ever died for not backing, you know, your shrimp. But I like to. So you back it, and then it should be split down the back. Like you see most times when you go to a restaurant, shrimp are split down the back, and that's because they have been lined, especially down here in Louisiana. So I'm going to do the rest of these off camera, and then I'll be right back with the next step for the seafood and chicken pasta. So we're back. Vegetables have been cooking down for about 10 to 15 minutes till they're translucent. I'll insert a picture so you can see what's supposed to look like. I actually had to lower my fire because I had to finish backing my shrimp. So I would suggest that you back your shrimp first, which I usually do, but I was all excited and jumped the gun. So whatever. Now I'm about to, so this is my shrimp, all clean and backed. Y'all can't see that. All clean and backed, waiting for me to be ready for it. So put that back, wait on, put that right here. So I gotta rinse these portobello mushrooms off. Mushrooms, all clean and stuff. Drop them in there. Alright. Mix it up. Alright. And get the butter good, the margarine. Make sure the margarine is saturating the mushrooms really well. You want everything to cook down in there really good. Because that mushroom leaves a certain taste that you're going to want for a pasta like this. And my baby loves mushrooms, so, you know, y'all know how that goes. So you're going to make sure that your fire is about low to medium heat. You don't want it too high, but you don't want it too low because those mushrooms need to cook down fast. So I'm going to let those cook down about 10-15 minutes so they get golden brown. Okay, now, while my mushrooms are cooking down and simmering, and yes, I wish you can smell it, because butter and mushrooms is like, I don't know why, but it's everything to me. Anyway, so I have here a large skillet that I'm going to cook my chicken in. Now, the chicken is the only thing that's going to be cooked separately, in the pots, from the pots, because the shrimp will be added last, and they will cook down slowly so that they don't dry out, because shrimp will dry out quickly, or they'll overcook and be chewy, and you don't want that. And you want the flavor as well, so, but you just want to put that in last. So, I'm going, hold up, skipping my steps. I'm going to add some I'm going to say half of an ounce. This is not even a whole ounce of margarine to the pan, just so I can have some glide. And I like the way chicken tastes when it's cooked in butter, okay? When it's cooked in margarine. Now, by all means, please, I don't want nobody screaming at me for this. Use olive oil if you don't, you have high cholesterol and all of those issues like that. Please, this is vegetable margarine, so I don't know how bad that is. But I'm telling y'all, use your olive oil if you got it. If you prefer your olive oil, you can always substitute for olive oil. Okay? Now, you put that butter in there, and I'm going to add a little bit of garlic to my pan. Okay? Just a little bit. Just to give the chicken a little extra something, you know what I mean? Extra something. This is about as much as I'm going to add. I don't know exactly how much that is, but that's certainly not a full spoon or anything. So, I'm going to put that down in there. Now, be careful when you do this because garlic has a tendency to burn quickly. So, you want to make sure you turn your fire down once your margarine has melted and your skillet has gotten hot so that it doesn't burn. Because you don't want it to burn. And look at me waiting too long and so but it's not a big deal if it does. Okay, I just want to let y'all know that. And I'm going to lay my chicken in there. And I'm not going to mess with it, okay? I'm going to push it around in this butter a little bit. You guys can use tongs if you like. Anything excess that was in there as far as seasoning, I'm just going to scoop and pat onto the chicken and dribble it over there, you know. Alright, now, you want to make sure that you keep this pan oiled so that your chicken doesn't stick and your chicken doesn't burn. So if you have to add more oil or more butter, that's fine. I'm actually going to add some olive oil at this point just so, you know, it won't have any sticking to the pan issues because this pan tends to stick and butter dries out quickly. But I did want my chicken to have a buttery flavor once it's in this sauce. So I'm gonna mix that around in there, okay? And I'm gonna leave my chicken alone and let my chicken cook down on the first side. All right, now look at these. Sorry. Now look at our mushrooms. Twitter. All right. So these are cooking down really well. Okay. They're releasing some of their water, so you're gonna have, you know, you might not have to add that much water after you add the heavy whipping cream because the mushrooms let off the water. Okay. So let's take a picture of what we looking like. I'm gonna let them cook down a little while longer, just to make sure that they're really, really tender. I mean, they're gonna cook down even more once you add all your sauce and all of that. So it doesn't really matter, but just for me, what I prefer to do is just to give it a little. Okay. So I'm gonna put my top back on that and let that cook down for a while now. I'm gonna just move it around a little bit because I really don't want that to stick. I'm gonna use my tongues to flip them over when it's time. So yeah, that's basically what we're working with. I'm going to be using Linguine Pasta with this. So yeah, I mean you can use whatever pasta you like, penne pasta, shells, whichever you prefer. But I like Linguine for this specific pasta. Yes, my co-host is in the building. Barack. Y'all see my doggy? Come on, doggy. Doggy, doggy, doggy. Doggy, doggy, doggy. Lay down. Lay down, bud. Lay down, bud. Lay down. Lay. He never gets it. Lay, Barack. Lay down. Good boy. Good boy. Come on, let's get a baby. On our mushrooms. Oh. Oh, Dios mío. Dios mío. Yes, de Telemundo. So, yeah, y'all, this is looking so good at this point. So, those have cooked down. Now, I'm going to add my heavy whipping cream, okay? You want to mix it in as you go, okay? Mix it in. Mix it in. Mix it in. Okay, yeah. You're gonna use the whole quart. You're gonna mix it. Okay? You're gonna mix it and let that cook. Okay? Now let's go to this chicken over here. See what this chicken's looking like. Oh, yeah, baby. Flip it over. Flip it over. And flip it over again. You want to make sure that you roll your chicken around in that butter and that garlic so that it gets that same flavor. Okay? Now if your garlic is in there and it looks a little burnt or whatever like that, not a big deal. Okay, this is just for the chicken to taste as good as possible, okay? So now I'm going to let it cook on that side, and I will take a picture and show you guys how that looks so you can see. You're going to turn your fire a little bit up on this pot because you want this to heat up quickly, okay? And then you'll lower it again later. But you want this heavy cream and this butter and these mushrooms and this seasoning to cook together well, okay? So you're going to turn your fire up. And when that gets hot, then you're going to start adding in your cheeses. And we'll be back then. All right. Okay, we're back. So this chicken has been cooking for about 15 minutes, okay? And I'm going to give it 5 more just because with chicken breast, I like to make sure that they're thoroughly cooked through. So you want to cook at least 10 minutes on each side. What I did was 5 minutes on one side, flipped over, 5 minutes on the other side, flipped, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, like that. In the meantime, I have cut them in halves. So what we have here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of chicken. So I'm gonna let that cook down for about Yeah, about 4 or 5 more minutes. Okay. Now, while that has been happening, we still have our mushrooms, our seasoning, our margarine, and our heavy cream cooking down in this pot. Okay? Now, this has been cooking down for a while. I have here some cream cheese. This is about 1/2 cup of cream cheese, okay? Creole cream cheese, not regular cream cheese. And I'm going to add this. This actually adds a thickness and it works, I promise, it works. Okay? No bullshit, it works. Now, this was a can that I used for something else before. Okay? So that's about 1/2 cup, and this was an 11.5 ounce bottle of, or jar, whatever, of Creole cream cheese. And you're just gonna mix that in. Okay? I'm gonna stir. You're gonna stir. I like to do figure 8s just to make sure that the sauce is picking up everything. Right, get out of the garbage can and stop licking the cream cheese off the garbage can. Sorry. I have this is 5 ounces of Parmesan cheese. Okay? And I'm going to add this entire thing. Also, while that's melting in and giving me a thicker sauce, I'm going to add a couple of drops of Worcestershire sauce. And that's because my daddy used to add Worcestershire sauce to everything. So I'm going to add 1, 2, 3 drops of Worcestershire sauce. That's it. Okay? I'm going to mix that in. Now I'm going to start adding some of my seasoning. This is the Emeril's Original Essence. You should be able to find this in your local grocery store. If you can't, I'm going to give you the ingredients. It's salt, paprika, black pepper, granulated garlic, spices, and onion powder, which is basically the same stuff that I'm putting in, but just in a mixture. So you can see how much I'm adding this generously because this is quite a big pot. So you don't want to go overboard, but you definitely want to add that red color to your pot, okay? Food is not only about the taste, but it is also about the look, about the feel, about the texture. It's important for you to pay attention to those things when you're cooking things. Alright? I do not get it perfect every time. I do not, but I try my best, and my boyfriend loves my food, and so does my family. So it goes down around here. So I must be doing something right. You understand it? I'm gonna add in some garlic powder. Just gonna coat over the top real quick, and then I'm gonna add me some parsley. It's been 20 minutes. I just turned my skillet off, and I'm gonna cut up my chicken into pieces, and I'm going to add them to this sauce. So, but first, let's add our parsley. Okay. Now you might want to add more or less. Everything is to taste, but I'm showing you how I'm doing. I'm gonna take a picture so you guys can see what it looks like once I've added it. And you're gonna stir. It's very important. Stir your food. Stir your food. Get them around your sides, and so your season doesn't just drape on the sides. You want to get all of that in there. Now, when I cut up this chicken, I will not be draining the chicken and all of that stuff because I want the flavor from that chicken to get into this pasta. Okay. I have not added any salt yet, but that's the way. I always do my salt last because I have a heavy hand, and salt you just want to be the last thing because all these things add seasoning and add flavor. So this is a pack of mozzarella cheese. I'm gonna add my mozzarella cheese. Okay. Now y'all know any white cheese that you like will do, but I'm gonna add in my mozzarella cheese. Mozzarella cheese in there. Mix that up real good. Delicioso, okay? So it's gonna be shrimp and see. Yeah, I put cheese in my seafood pasta. If you don't like it, don't eat it. Here I have my cutting board. Take my chicken out. Okay, you want to soak it around in whatever little stuff you had in there. That butter and that oil and that garlic. Okay. Want to simmer it around there. Alright. This is what you're looking like at this point. Okay? Looks good, right? Smells good. Yeah. So, we're going to allow our sauce to cook down. Okay? It's all about patience when it comes to cooking. So, I'm going to cut this up and I'm going to add this to the pot. We'll be right back. Alright, so this is your chicken after you've cut it up. Nice size. I can cook. Just say that. But this tastes so good. For real. So you're gonna add your chicken to your sauce. Pour it in there real good. I'm actually probably gonna scoop some of the sauce from the skillet that I cooked the chicken in and go ahead and drop it onto this pot just to add the little extra flavor, okay? I'm gonna put all of that in there. This spoon. Gonna soak some of that butter up that's in that skillet. Some of that cook down. So Lord knows that chicken is some good. So and I'm gonna pour that into my sauce. Pour that into the sauce, y'all. Whatever you got left over, add that to your sauce. For me, it's really all about some flavor, daddy. Flavor daddy. Onto the pot. Mix your pot up real good. Okay. Somebody's gonna be happy when they get home. I'm just saying. Okay. Now, at this time, I'm gonna add some pepper. Okay. You actually want to add a nice little. This is seafood, so you want to add a nice little bit of pepper. Baila softly, holy, running the back, getting out, babalagally. Real girl, you know you want to go back to my house. So you're gonna put your cayenne pepper in there, okay? To taste, of course. Some people don't like their food that spicy. I don't. I have a whole bunch of issues, so I tend to not want to cook things too spicy, but spicy enough. You know what I mean? You want to get the flavor off of it. And cayenne pepper is not really so much of a spice as it is the taste of the cayenne for me. I'm now going to add my kosher salt. Now you want to be light with your kosher salt because kosher salt is thick and will season the hell out of your food before you even know it. So you want to go slow with that, okay? So you want your chicken to cook down in this sauce for a little while so the sauce can pick up the flavor of this chicken. And then the last thing what we're gonna do is put our shrimp in last. Okay? So while this is cooking down, I'm gonna go season my shrimp with salt and pepper, and then I'm going to add that in last. So we're gonna let this cook down for about 10 minutes, and I'm gonna go put on my pot of water for the noodles. So stay tuned. Hey you guys, okay, I'm back. The chicken and mushrooms and sauce have been cooking down for, I want to say about 20 to 30 minutes now. And I'm going to add this last little bit of cheese because what's the point, you know. Add that last little bit of cheese. Now, while I was gone, I washed the dishes and cleaned out my pot. And now I'm going to add a few tablespoons of salt to my water. So on high heat. Then I'm going to add some olive oil so that my pasta doesn't stick. Okay. And now I'm going to add my shrimp to my sauce. Okay. Now the shrimp have been seasoned with salt and pepper. Basically, just I put the salt and pepper in there and tumbled it around. So I'm just gonna now add all my shrimp. Now this is like, good thing the sauce is not thick, you know, not too thick, because it's a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? But that's how I like, you know, lots of chicken, lots of shrimp. You want to get your money's worth out of your food, okay? Shrimp's in there, and we're gonna stir the shrimp. And you're gonna stir it up hot, stir it up hot, stir it up hot. Oh yeah. This looks so good, okay? And I tasted it, y'all. Tasted it. Girl, look, child, whatever. I tasted it. It tastes really good. I hope you guys like this recipe. This is something that I've done before, but like I said, I get in the kitchen and just kind of make stuff up as I go along. I like to cook, so it is what it is, you know what I mean? So, I know everybody doesn't like to do this, you know, whatever, but how I taste is once I put, you know, stir, put my spoon in, swipe that finger across, that's all. Good taste what we talking about? Good stuff. Good stuff. So now my shrimp is in there. So now my shrimp's going to cook down, okay? And you want your shrimp to cook down, but not for too long. It's only going to take about 5, 6, 7 minutes for your shrimp to cook all the way down. It's a big pot, so you do want to give it a complete 10. It won't overcook in 10 or anything like that. So you want to give it time to cook and for the flavor of the shrimp to melt into the flavor of the sauce. So again, low heat, okay? Let that cook on low heat. Now, we got our pasta over here. I'm boiling water right now. And I have me some luxury Louisiana classic linguine. Y'all can get whatever kind y'all get, but, you know, New Orleans, so New Orleans brand linguine. And this is 2 packs, but I'm only probably, I should cook 2 because I know how my boyfriend gets down. So, but I don't like to add my pasta to my sauce. You know, I like to have the pasta on the side and then you add the sauce over the top. So that's how I'm going to do it. So I am going to cook. I'm going to say I'm going to cook both packs of these because we're going to set this up. And then my cousin's going to come over and then they're going to want to set this up. My mom going to come over here tomorrow and then she going to want to set this up. So I'm just going to cook all of the pasta at one time so that I will not have to repeat this process tomorrow. Okay. So I'm going to actually bring the laptop over so you guys can see. Okay? Check that out. Can you see? Check that out. Okay? See all the mushrooms and the chicken and the shrimp in there and our water over here. So this is your pot. This is what it should look like at this point. It smells spectacular. So after this is cooked down, by the time my pasta is finished, this pot should be completely done. So I'm going to let my water boil and I will be back with the finished product of my seafood chicken and shrimp pasta. Okay, so we're back and we're getting ready to go out. So I just wanted him to hurry up and taste the food. And that is the end result of the food. I'm going to put up a picture to show you what it looks like. But I wanted you to get his reaction.
I would say something, but I'm not. This just tastes real good. This tastes better than the restaurant. Mama, it don't matter who it is. This will make you slap your mama.
Mama.
Mama, crazy.
Mind you, I'm 24. Popcorn player. All right. Hope y'all enjoy that recipe. Try it out. Tell me what you think. Comment, like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Hey, all my new subscribers. Shout out to my friends. Yes, that is Parmesan. Yes. Y'all was with me. He wasn't there. But y'all was with me. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw how I broke that down. Yeah. All right. See if it goes. Oh, you still got the other light on. His shirt glows in the dark.
You kind of can see it though. Like the light, you can still see the lights and shit. Look, man, you can see that shit.
Stupid. See y'all later. Peace.
All right, Barack.
He's tasting the food for the first time. Move, Barack.
You can't have none of this, man.
Why are you calling him? You stupid. Don't call him.
Oh, damn. That's a tough life to be a dog, man. When all this good food is around.
No, he eat well.
All right.
First bite.
You take that shit. You're a great actor. You're
Touche. Touche. I like this. First off, the shrimp are backed, and that's important. You know what I'm saying? To me.
Okay.
Let me see. I'm tasting the chicken now. I've eaten some of the best food I've had in my entire life. Add it to the list.
You heard me.
Thank you.
All right. We out. We done. We gonna eat.